Alright, bro. I feel like we barely talk about Bubble Murray. I mean, this dude was up there with guys like Jimmy Butler and Donovan Mitchell. But for some reason, this season is so overshadowed by 2023. And to be honest with y'all, I feel like Murray deserves more recognition for this season. I mean, he was deadass insane. Although the averages for the playoffs look normal, don't let that deceive you. He's dropped 30 plus point games 2 times that playoffs, 40-point games 2 times, and 50-point games also 2 times. And I remember talking to Jamal Murray, right? Because me and him are best friends. And I remember him saying how locked in he was. Because the Nuggets were going to trade him to the Celtics before the playoffs. So I came over there to comfort him. But luckily, they saved Jamal Murray. So let's get a tribute for Jamal Murray's dad. I think the stats are beyond what he actually did, though. Because there was a lot of games that the Nuggets were going to lose, and Jamal Murray just didn't let it happen. I mean, that was pretty much the whole Utah series, right? They were down a lot of times, but they made the comeback. In fact, they made a 3-1 comeback, and both of the series they won that year. And guess who did it for them? Jamal Murray. Now, Jokic is obviously the best player and was the best player in the Nuggets at the time. But obviously, having a person like Murray who could elevate your team to that standard is why they got so far. Now, obviously, it wasn't just Murray, right? Because they had good role players like Jeremy Grant, Torrey Craig, Mason Plumlee, Will Barton, etc. But we all know that one team that has the X factor. The player that will win you a series, even though he may not be the best player or the more outstanding player. And that was Jamal Murray. And I'ma just be honest with y'all, I think Murray peaked that season. Now, obviously, he tore his Achilles the next year, so that's why I say that. Some would argue 2023 Murray was better, and even though he was off a beam in that year too, I think Bubble Murray was just better at scoring. Like, way better. Not even close. And seeing Murray average those numbers he did that playoffs made me think, damn, nobody really talks about him that year. Everybody talks about the year he won a championship. Everybody talks about him now. And it's like, can we talk about the political and economical state of the world right now? I get it though. The Nuggets lost in the conference finals in 5. But let's be for real. This Nuggets team wasn't supposed to make it past the second round in my opinion. So the fact that they made it all the way to the conference finals is impressive by itself. I mean, the team was pretty mid besides Jokic and Murray. Yeah, they had really good role players that could help. But the teams they faced, the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, and let's be honest, everybody thought they were winning the championship that season. The Nuggets won in 7. And guess why they won? It was Jamal Murray, ladies and gentlemen. The 2020 Jamal Murray effect doesn't just apply to Jamal Murray, it applies to everybody. For example, I had a prime. My prime was when I was in 4th grade. Now, I'm a junior in high school. So yeah, shit didn't get better. But still, we can all take something from Jamal Murray here. The dedication and motivation he had that year was like no other. And he wasn't only a good scorer that year, he was a good playmaker too. And you gotta think about it. Scoring and playmaking at the same time is a tough task. And Jamal Murray averaging all of those points, while at the same time playmaking for his team, was so huge, man. I feel like being a team player doesn't get talked about enough. Like, I know a lot of people don't have Bill Russell in their top 10, but I don't get it. Bill Russell won 11 championships. And yeah, you could say that it was against plumbers, sure. But Will Chamberlain was playing against plumbers too. Guess how many rings he has? Only one. And the one ring he won, he played team basketball. So if I was to put 2020 Murray in that Bill Russell category or that Will category, I'm putting him in the Bill Russell category. And you could tell when a player is hungry. Not Zion. I'm talking about a player that wants to win. And I feel like 2020 Murray is the embodiment of that. Look, when I'm telling you Jamal Murray was the savior of that playoffs, I'm not lying. This dude saved the Nuggets 2 times from elimination. I mean, look at this. This is a score in the third quarter in Game 6. Now look at this. This is a score after the game. And guess you sparked a run for the Nuggets to blow the Clippers out like that. Jamal Murray. And it wasn't just him making insane comebacks like that. It was also his 3-point percentage. Because he shot 45% from 3 on 7 3-pointers attempted a game. That's insane. That means he almost made half of his threes in a game. Not even Curry could do that in the regular season. And obviously the league isn't based around stats, it's also based around entertainment. So when Jamal Murray was doing all of these turnaround fades, all of these pull up three pointers, all of these cold daggers, it was amazing for the league. And it was amazing for Adam Silver's bald ass. And I felt like if Jamal Murray was on a other contender that season, he would win a championship on that team. So let's say we're in another world, right? A fantasy world. And Jamal Murray was traded before the playoffs to another team. This is what I came up with. Now, Fanspo was tweaking, but the trade was basically Jamal Murray to the Pacers for Miles Turner, Victor Oladipo, and Justin Holiday. Now, first off, Miles Turner would be great on the Nuggets if he was there in 2020. He would space out the floor amazingly, and he would generally be a good fit with Jokic, especially since he could shoot. And honestly, I think a combination at Jokic at center and Miles Turner at power forward would have worked very well. Next for the Nuggets, Victor was still a good player in 2020. At the time, it was just considered he was injured bad. So I think the Nuggets taking a chance on him would have been a really good choice. And Justin Holiday, really good player, really good shooter, and a winning mindset. Also, a winning play style. And for the Nuggets, that would have been amazing if they were trying to contend. And in return, they would get Jamal Murray. Now, I feel like the Pacers didn't really have a point guard to rely on that season. Yeah, they have Malcolm Brogdon. But let's be honest, Malcolm Brogdon isn't going to lead you to a conference finals. So if he put Jamal Murray on that team, I feel like at least they're second rounders. They're probably conference finals contenders because at the time, the East is pretty weak. It was just Boston, Milwaukee, and the Heat that were considered to make the finals that season. So I think the Pacers are definitely up there for conference finals contenders. Maybe even finals contenders. Who knows? I mean, the Pacers low-key had an underrated squad that season. Just too many wings. And don't forget about Demon TJ Warren. Now that's gonna wrap up the video, y'all. Please leave some criticism down below. I'm trying to make my videos better. As always, the first person to comment first, under the replies, will be getting a comment pin. Until later, I'll see y'all, man. Peace.